Our next award is Christian Character, and this award is chosen by the teachers that teach the seniors and the administration. We vote on the 2 students that best represent the Lord and display Christian character in their daily activities. This year's recipients are Trey Hughes, and Isabella Vega. The next award is the Administrator's Award, and this is chosen by the administration, choosing the senior that best exemplifies the qualities that WFBA tries to instill in our students. This is a difficult choice every year. We pray over it, we talk about it for quite a while, as it was this year also because several of them could have qualified for this award. But first, I always like to talk about this class just a little bit. Some classes don't make their presence known until they are in the upper grades. Not this class. They were on the radar for quite a while, since at least 7th grade. Many of them have had visits with me over the years, so I have gotten to know many of them for a while now. Now, not all of our visits were always bad. I did enjoy talking to them when they would come in because they're all pretty creative in how they approach life. I've learned that they can come up with all kinds of ideas for why they did something. And it usually was pretty good. So I'm thinking many of them need to become lawyers. So when I was planning this year's senior trip, I did so with a little fear and a little trepidation. I mean, just think, 9 days, far away from parents, and oh, the many things that could happen with this group. I even told them last year when I was trying to get them pumped up for this year that unless they cooperated with the fundraisers and planning events, and they were trustworthy in doing that, that we might not make it as far as Bruton for the senior trip. But surprisingly enough, they jumped right in and worked very hard with the goal of having a great senior trip. That was what they talked about the whole time. And we were very eager and willing to participate in not only our fundraisers, that was for us, but the school fundraisers. We've asked them to help with a lot of this, and they were very enthusiastic. They also got involved in our kindergarten carnival. And that's where these kindergarten students, as you saw us doing a little bit of stuff with them, we gave them gifts this year from the senior class to them as they're starting their first year in elementary school and they're going into college. So we thought it would be a great idea. They loved the seniors, but especially Sam. Sam, I think they all wanted to be with him. He is really good with children. And so I really enjoyed seeing that. As soon as we were going to take pictures, they were all like, Sam, the little girls. So it was really interesting to see. They wanted to be with him. We went across Texas for 9 days, moved all our belongings 3 times. And if you could have seen the explosions in each room within 1 hour of arriving at each house, you would understand that they had to completely repack everything every time. They didn't even kind of leave anything in. I'd walk by a room and you couldn't see the floor. So I got to thinking about it, and I guess you parents understand this better than anyone. By the way, all the grown-ups on the stage here, the grown-ups, the men and women now that they are, as they tell us a lot, they owe their parents an apology for never telling them anything that we discussed on the upcoming events. On the chat, some of the parents and I were talking about that. Nothing ever goes home. I could write up a whole big thing, pamphlet, and send it home, but it would not get home. I'd have them saying, are we going to get that letter? Are we going to get that this or that? That went home like 3 weeks ago. So everything going on, they didn't bother to give it to them. But through this year, I learned to appreciate each one of them for their gifts and their enthusiasm. I certainly appreciated the class mom who could just give a look and everyone got in line. Thank you, Aiden. I didn't always appreciate their thinking they knew how to come up with a better way each time we tried to accomplish the task. I've had to remind them multiple times this year that I've been doing this for 39 years, so by now I surely know somewhat of what I'm doing. But, you know, they always had good suggestions sometimes. The best thing is that each time Joel cranked our van on this trip, they fell asleep automatically. At least our van did. We really enjoyed that. Not a peep. The van would crank and boom, they'd be asleep. Of course, they weren't sleeping much at night either. But I've heard that that is not true on the other van. I've heard they were quite loud. We made great memories with these students, and they will remember this senior trip that we went on for many years to come. Throughout their high school years, and even during their senior trip, though, one has stood out among their peers. And we have taken note of his attitude and his great character, and throughout the years that he has been at WFBA. He has always shown respect towards anyone who has authority over him. He's been the first to volunteer to take care of a need. All I would have to say is this job or that job needs to be done, and he would always be eager to take care of it and work at it until it is complete. He is one of the most dependable young men that I have had go through our school. If he says he's going to do something, it gets done and done well. He is a reliable, trustworthy young man. This young man has been trained well by his parents and has responded to godly teachings, and it shows in his life. Mr. and Mrs. Hughes, you have done a wonderful job with him. The administrators have unanimously voted for Robert Patterson Hughes III as the recipient of this year's Administrators Award. Now, one of those things he has hangs in the office at all times. The other one is framed for him to take home and put in his room or wherever he goes. He also has received a $500 check for the Stewart Scholarship in honor of Alan and Darlene Stewart to be used toward his college expenses. So let's give him another round of applause. And at this time, we're going to have the presentation of the diplomas.